Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I'm not even gonna pretend. It's been more than just a hot minute since I have done a video. I'll be totally honest with you. Things have been crazy in our house long before the COVID and the quarantine made it even crazier. And I just slipped, just didn't want to sit down and do all the video things. But today I do, because I want to talk about Disney. I want to do two of my favorite things. I want to snack and talk about Disney. So that's what we're going to do today. So normally I do a video right after we get back from each trip, detailing all the stuff that we did, our likes, our dislikes, where we went, places that, you know, we experienced and saw. And it's been a little while. We did go to Disney February of this year. We went from February 1st to February 7th. So for real, kid you not, we just barely got in and out under that wire before things got really bad with the COVID. So we were so thankful to have been able to go when we did and come home, and neither one of us got sick or had any problems. So that was a huge blessing. So normally what I would do is, leading up to a trip, I would talk about all of the new t-shirts that I got for our trip and new luggage and all new fun things. And then I would do a video after we got back detailing everything, and then usually do one with souvenirs that we got. And I just totally didn't do any of that this time. I just let it all go. This trip actually was a surprise for my husband. I was not in the planning of this from the beginning to the end like most trips are. So I just kind of went with the flow on this one. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna kind of catch up and cram a couple little videos into one. I am gonna show you the shirts that I purchased for the trip that we wore, or that I'm gonna do mine. I'm not gonna do my husband's. I don't want to go through his drawers and dig out all that kind of stuff. But my tradition is, before a Disney trip, I do buy a couple of new Disney shirts for each of us to wear, and I don't let me or my husband wear them until we are actually in Disney. And then when we get home, we can wear them whenever we want. And it's a good opportunity to cycle out old Disney shirts, or just old shirts in general that are holy or have seen better days. We are t-shirt folk, people. We love us some t-shirts, and we are hard on them. So even though it sounds weird to buy new shirts before every trip, that's just what we do. So anyway, I'm gonna show you my shirts, our new luggage that we purchased for the trip, and then I'm going to kind of give you the highlights of every day of our trip, where we went, where we stayed, things like that, with some few details. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to cover 3 new experiences that we had never done before. So if you're considering any of these and wondering, is it worth the extra time, money, and effort, I'm going to give you my opinion. And we try to do that every trip. We try to make it, no 2 Disney trips are the same. If your trips are feeling monotonous, you're not planning it right. There is so much to do, so much to see, so much to make each trip unique and its own special trip. So don't ever let your 2 trips feel the same. Try new things, branch out. You'll thank me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit here and talk as though Disney was alive and well. I think that's what Walt will want us to do. Disney is always, the whole point of it is to escape from reality. And unfortunately right now, reality broke in the gates to Disney and closed it down. It's still so weird to say that. I know it's been closed down for a couple weeks now, and we definitely have weeks and weeks ahead of it still being closed. And if you had a trip coming up in the next month or 2 that got canceled, I cannot even tell you how much my heart goes out to you. I know that doesn't make it any better. Everybody well-wishing and sending you all their hope and love and prayers and so sorry, that doesn't make it any better. I know it doesn't. You've spent hours upon days upon weeks upon months planning, and you have budgeted, and you have spent your money, and this is a huge disappointment. I'm so sorry. I hope all of you out there are able to reschedule, replan, and have your dream trip when all this calms down and when Disney is back up and running again. Let me scoot you guys up just a little bit. Okay, anyway, so let's start my beautiful Disney Parks Starbucks mug. This is actually the older edition. They have a new design now, and I did get one when we were there in February. Real quick about the souvenirs, I don't mind doing a video about all of our souvenirs that we came back with, but I would really want to know that that's something y'all want to see. Sorry guys, I'm having lighting issues. So if that's something you think you'd be interested in seeing our souvenirs, I'll be glad to do that for you, but y'all let me know. Okay, we're gonna start off with some fun t-shirts. And I know there are people out there, I know I'm not the only one that does this every year. So, you know, shout out, let me know if this is also a tradition that you do. So I literally went into my closet and pulled out the new shirts that I bought for the trip. So we go in the off season every year, which is basically January and or February. And we have learned the hard way from many trips. Yes, it gets cold in Florida in February and in January. Just take a hoodie, dress in layers. Don't think because it's Florida that it won't get cold enough for a hoodie or a sweatshirt. So I always buy one, sometimes two new hoodies or sweatshirts for the trip. This one, I'm having a brain fart, you guys. This might not be from this trip. I'm losing track. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you this. I got this huge oversized heather gray type sweater. It's super soft. I got it really big on purpose so that it would just drape over whatever I had on, whether it was jeans or tights or leggings or whatever. I just wanted it comfortable. I wanted the sleeves long and big and loose, and it is. And it says, "It was all started by a mouse, Walt Disney." I thought that was so cute. And if you can see in the background, it's super, super light and faint, but there is Steamboat Willie. So cute. I'm pretty sure I got this on Shop Disney. They actually only had one, and it was like a double XL, which is what I was wanting. I wanted something really, really large and just oversized. So that came in handy many nights. And then I was at Hot Topic of all places, and they had some merchandise that they had on sale that was from the big Haunted Mansion anniversary. And so I got a Haunted Mansion hoodie. I just thought it was so cute. And it's got the pockets in it, and it's very warm, very comfortable. So I was like, yeah, gotta have that. So those were my two new hoodie sweatshirt type things. I've really been into Steamboat Willie lately. Not that everyone isn't already, but I've actually been watching like the cartoon Steamboat Willie and the original black and white, you know, Walt cartoons, and I really love them. I think they're hilarious. I think they're so cute. So just ordered this off of Amazon. I think it was actually a men's size. I like the way men's size fit better on me. So it's just a regular Steamboat Willie. The good thing with t-shirts and going in the off season is I will buy very thin long sleeve undershirts. So for example, I wore a black long undersleeve with this one on one day where it was cool but not cold enough to wear a t-shirt and a hoodie. Some nights it is, some days it isn't. And this one was, of course, my Hollywood Studio shirt. I just thought it was so awesome. I got off of Etsy. It says, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" On our next to last trip, not the last trip, the trip before, I had a run-in with a stormtrooper, and I was hoping I would run into one wearing this shirt this time. Didn't run into a stormtrooper this time, but definitely got to meet Chewie a couple of times throughout the park. That was a lot of fun. This one, ordered from Etsy. I absolutely love this one. It is so sweet. It says, "The mountains are calling, Big Thunder, Space, and Splash." And of course, it's the big mountains in Magic Kingdom. So I did wear this to Magic Kingdom. Sadly, when we went, Splash Mountain was closed for refurb. It's the first time it's ever been closed for refurb on our trips. We've never had that one be closed, but I think it was in anticipation of the Disney World's 50th, which is kind of coming up in the next year, maybe a year and a half, something like that. It's back open now, or it was before Disney closed, but they had just closed it for refurb. Splash Mountain is my jam. I really love that ride. So anyway, the mountains are calling. I thought that was cute. And then I got this one because one of our new experiences I was talking about was my husband was going to go golf at Magnolia Golf Course. And if you are riding along, even if you're not playing, which I was not playing, I was just riding along, you do have to wear golf attire. So I had to wear khaki pants and regular shoes, like no denim, no hoodies, that kind of thing, and a golf polo shirt. So I thought it was the perfect excuse for me to order a golf polo. So it's very simple. It's just black, and it has the Mickey red and white stripe logo. So I thought that was very cute, and it served a good purpose. You know, I mean, it's a nicer type of shirt. I don't honestly know when I'll wear it again, but you never know. So for shirts, those are just the new ones that I got. I knew I would probably get one or two in the park. I'm actually wearing one of them right now. You can see it's the Hollywood Tower Hotel shirt in their gift shop after you get off the ride. I just thought this was so much fun to have. So that was shirts. Really quick on our luggage. This was my, what do we call it? my personal bag, I guess you could say. I am a fan of Disney snacks. I know some of you are, and I'm pretty sure I got this on the Disney Shop Disney online as well. So it's a really, really good sized backpack. It has lots of pockets. The side pockets are perfect for water bottles, a good front pocket. On the inside, it even has another zipper pocket. I wanted my personal item this time to be a backpack. I didn't want to just have something slung over one shoulder. I think that kind of like agitates my shoulders when I do that too much. So I know we'd be walking through the airport quite a bit, and this fit perfectly under the seat in front of you on the airplane. So that's what I went with that. And inside this was my park bag. I usually buy a new park bag every year. And this year I went with one of the little mini Loungefly type backpacks. I really wanted an up one. I just could not bring myself to pay the $80 or whatever I was finding online. And when I was at Hot Topic, I found these, and I think I paid $30, maybe the most. So I thought those were a pretty good deal. I just thought this was really cute. It's the newest Star Wars, and it's just very pretty blue muted color. So it's got a front pocket, and of course your regular pocket, and then your zipper pocket, and it acts, you know, it's a backpack, and it's definitely adjustable. So this was a really nice park bag. I actually liked this better than my other drawstring bags that I usually take. So note to myself, I will probably continue to do the same type thing next time. And I'm gonna have trouble getting these, but we went carry-on only this time. We were adamant we did not want to pay luggage fees or deal with all of that. We just wanted to pull it off the plane with us, walk and go. And so we it took some planning to get all of our stuff into these carry-ons, but it did work. It did work out just fine. So my husband, excuse me, if you can see, it is super adorable. R2-D2. He picked his out first, and then I ordered mine after. And we ordered from the American Tourist Company. It's the hard one. It's a really good quality. They worked really well. We didn't have any problems. We didn't have any problems checking in the airport, and we were able to get our stuff into it. So we did this, and then our own personal item, and saved a little time and a little money. Sorry, y'all. So that was my husband's, and this is mine. It was Chewbacca. I thought it was so cute. We didn't like purposely set out to get Star Wars luggage, but when we went to the American Tourist website to look at their hard case carry-ons, they had sales on the Star Wars ones actually. So we just took advantage of the sale. So there you go on that. Okay, now I'm a mess because it was gross. Okay, so let's get into the details of our trip. Now, a quick reminder, like I said before, I didn't actually pick or plan the location of any of this. So we just kind of, you know, went with it. My husband booked it. Okay, quick rundown. We stayed for 6 nights at Saratoga Springs Resort, which is, I believe, one of the Disney Vacation Club resorts. We are not DVC members, but you can book there. They are a little bit more expensive, and because they are villas. They're not just set up like a hotel. We stayed in the 1-bedroom villa. We did a 4 park day ticket, no hopper. That's our preference. We don't park hop. We did do the deluxe dining plan. This was my husband's decision. I will go into it later, but oh my Lanta, so much food. He did select the memory maker. He golfed one day at oh my goodness, Buena Vista, and we did attend the after hours event at Magic Kingdom. So like I said, at the end of the video, when I tell you about all of our trip details, I'm there. I wonder if I can cut that out. Sorry guys. Okay, at the end of this, I'll go over all those details and kind of let you know our opinion of it, what it cost, things like that. We also took advantage of the minivan service. That was new to us. It's not really a new to Disney thing, but it's one of those things where we don't try something when it comes out immediately Disney. We kind of take our time and research it, and you know, just we wait it out. But we did try it, and I will tell you all about that at the end of the video. So excuse me, I have a list going so that I can kind of just walk y'all through each day and what we did. And I'm gonna be eating. I hope it's not too loud. Okay, so day 1, we checked into Saratoga, the resort, and we went, when we checked in, our room was not quite ready yet. We were there pretty early. We always fly out early just in case we have any delays. Room was not ready yet, so we just walked over to Artist Palette, which is sort of the quick service type restaurant slash buffet's not the right word, but walk up counter service in Saratoga Springs. It was actually pretty good. I don't have high expectations for these at the resorts because I kind of generally know what the food is like. It's not good. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not like over the top food. It's your standard fare. Your chicken sandwiches and your pizzas. I did have an Italian sub, which was really good. I ended up getting it twice, I think. But you know, it's just your standard quick service fare. Okay, so after that, we went and checked into our room. And like I said, we stayed in a 1-bedroom villa. It was really, really nice. We actually stayed in a non-renovated room. They are renovating some of the rooms at Saratoga. We could have cared less. It was still so pretty. It was clean. It was nice. It had a kitchen, a living room, a separate bedroom, a nice big bathroom, shower tub separate, jacuzzi tub. And I read that on the renovated rooms, the jacuzzi tub is no longer there. And that thing was awesome at the end of the day, like on your feet and your back. Oh. So anyway, we were fine with that. After we got checked into our room, we went over to find the pro shop so my husband could check in and get a tea time for his golf day. And then our tradition, the first day we arrive in Disney, is we go straight to Disney Springs. And this is another resort that does offer boat, water, taxi, whatever you want to call it, transportation to Disney Springs, the shopping and restaurant district. And we had reservations at Boathouse that night. So we got to Disney Springs. We went shopping. We got some desserts to go from Amorette's, the bakery pastier or whatever. And I got one of those really fancy petite cakes. The cake was only this big. I swear it had like 16 layers inside. Cake and ganache and all different kinds of things. It was amazing. It was expensive. I think I spent $16. But it was something my husband and I ate on for a couple of nights because it was so rich and there was so much inside the cake. If you've never gotten one, just bite the bullet. Do it one time, even if you don't do it again. Get you a little petite cake from Amorette's. I recommend. Dinner at Boathouse. Oh my word. We had never been to Boathouse. Bongo's was kind of always our go-to when we got there. And now Bongo's is some kind of health food restaurant or something. And we're not opposed to that, but I don't think it was actually open when we went. Boathouse was wonderful. And again, we were on the deluxe dining plan. And what that entails is every day, 3 full meals. They can be quick service or table. It does not matter. But with each meal per person comes an alcoholic beverage, an appetizer, the entree, and the dessert. Per person. Let that sink in for a second. Having our own appetizer, an entree, and our own dessert, and then like alcohol. Oh my goodness. By 2 or 3 days in, it was a lot. It was a lot. I'll explain all that at the end. But okay, so anyway, dinner at Boathouse, it was amazing. I think that's going to be our first go-to. We try not to repeat a whole lot of things, but we do like to return to 1 or 2 nice restaurants that we really enjoy, where we know we're going to love the food, where the quality and the service is just outstanding. Boathouse is definitely now on that list. Okay, so day 2 was our Epcot day, and we did get up early. We had a character breakfast reservations at Garden Grill. That was a lot of fun. That's the Chip and Dale breakfast. That's where you're going to see Chip and Dale, Mickey. Who else did we see? Did we see Goofy? I can't remember. Anyway, the meal is served in what's called family style, and it is wonderful. It is so much food. I hate to use the word buffet because that's not really what it is, but it's served to your table in these big portions. And so it's kind of like a prefix menu. There's not really a specific menu. You get your breakfast reservation and everyone basically is given the same thing, but trust me, you're given everything under the sun. You start off with a cinnamon sticky bun that's like this big, and then they bring you a huge skillet that has eggs, bacon, sausage, potatoes, Mickey waffles, the sticky bun. We had mimosas, coffee, and juice. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I know, right? It's a lot of food, but it was an experience. And the restaurant Garden Grill, it does a very, very slow rotation around the inside of the building where Sunshine Seasons is, and you do get to look down and you see where Living with the Land ride is. So you're up top, which was really fun for us to experience. I love meeting the characters. My husband not so much. So our system is when they come by, I do the chatting, the talking, he takes the pictures, and we wave on, and they can go spend more time with kids, you know. So would definitely recommend it. Would definitely do it again. A little expensive, but I would definitely do it again. So we had our reservation at Garden Grill, and we intentionally like to do early breakfast reservations because our plan was to walk straight on to Soarin', which is inside the same building. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. You get up early, you have a massive breakfast, you get to meet characters, and you're walking directly to a ride. That is quite a lot to accomplish within the first 2 hours of being in the park. And it worked out great. We walked literally onto Soarin', no waiting. And when we got off, we went back to the entrance and did it again. The line was just non-existent, y'all, which is exactly why it is so worth it. That's why we get up at the crack every day and get into the park, because we can eat and ride with little to no wait, and by lunchtime we're kind of almost have had our fill, and sometimes we'll take a break and come back. But anyway, so Epcot, that's what we did. After that, we did some shopping and we took a lot of fun pictures. This was during the Festival of the Arts, so there's a lot of fun photo props that are out that aren't usually there throughout the year at Epcot, so we took advantage of that, took a lot of fun pictures. We then decided to have a snack. It's our tradition. We always get grapefruit beer from the beer garden at the Germany Pavilion. I love the Germany Pavilion. I love the grapefruit beer. I love that cheesy noodle gratin thing, and then right next to it is the caramel kucha store. I know I'm not saying that right. My husband couldn't say it, and he ended up coming out with caramel crouton, and so that's kind of our thing now. So we got a grapefruit beer, and then we went over to caramel crouton and got the butter bar. Whoo, my stars, it was so good. So we did that, and then we had a fast pass for Frozen, and we went and rode that. And then we had a lunch reservation for Nine Dragons. It was really good. We had the bao buns, I think is what they call them. And of course we each had a cocktail, and we had, I think, just like your standard, you know, beef teriyaki, spicy General Chow's chicken. It was really good. Of course the dessert comes with it. I wasn't really impressed with the dessert, but not many Chinese places are known for their dessert. So it was good. We kind of, as a mark it off our list, hey, we've been there kind of thing. Don't know that we would go again, but we did enjoy it. Let's see. Okay. And then on our way out, we had a fast pass for Spaceship Earth. I always plan that as the last thing because it is on the way out of the park. I try not to do this in the park. I literally am one of those weirdos who will map out dining and rides based on starting in the park and working your way around and coming to the exit. So Spaceship Earth is always our last stop before heading out of the park. And so that was it. That was our day at Epcot. I know it doesn't sound overly exciting, but we see what we want to see. We hit the shops we want to hit. We eat where we want to eat, and then we head home. We ride, use our fast passes, and we go back to the resort to enjoy the resort, to lay around, to rest, to just whatever we want to do. So that night we took a boat back to Disney Springs, and we had dinner at Wolfgang Puck. That was really, really good. That was kind of also another bucket list place. I would definitely go again. I had some bruschetta appetizer that was just to die for. So we would definitely go again. And that's also when we start doing our shopping. I tend to do my major souvenir shopping within the first 1 to 2 days, because if I need to have anything sent back to the resort, or if I have plans to pack and send souvenirs home, which I always do, I always ship souvenirs home, I like to have them early on in the trip. So yes, I have a list of souvenirs that I get, and then I have just some random things that I pick up. So that was day 2. Day 3 was Magic Kingdom. We had, again, an early breakfast reservation at Cinderella's Royal Table. I cannot stress this enough. If you can afford it, do early breakfast anywhere in the park. You will get such an opportunity to have photos without a lot of people in it, with little to no crowds, and when you're done, you can sometimes walk onto multiple rides. I mean, by lunch, you can have so much done if you're willing to get up early and go. Granted, that's not for everyone. My husband and I don't have children, so it works for us to get up and go early and enjoy the park. And there is something so magical about being in Magic Kingdom early when there's no one there. Y'all back me up. You know, people that have been there, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's exciting. It's quiet, but I don't know, I can't explain it. So anyway, we had breakfast at Cinderella's Royal Table, and that is a restaurant that is inside Cinderella's castle. If you've never been, definitely look it up. I recommend it. It is expensive, but they do offer more what I would call grown-up breakfast food. We had like the filet mignon thing. I'm thinking it's on top of like some baked eggs with the cheese sauce, and they have stuffed caramel apple French toast. So it's not just your standard breakfast fare, which is a nice change. And of course we got to sit right by a window because it was just the two of us with a beautiful view. We actually could see straight through the glass over to the park, and we could see Beast Castle Be Our Guest, which I thought was so cool. So I took a picture of that. Okay, so after that, my plan was to be able to walk on 3 or 4 rides, and that worked out wonderfully. We were able to walk on to Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion a couple of times, like walk on, like no wait, no fast pass. I always do that. I walk on the rides after breakfast in the morning, and the harder rides I save my fast passes for afternoon or around lunch hour. So we did that. Then we took a few minutes to do some shopping. It was still very low crowd. We tried the I Lava You float. That thing was so good. If you keep up with your newest snacks of Disney World, you know the I Lava You float is an orange, like Dole Whip type, but the juice in the bottom is strawberry Fanta, and then it has some type of a strawberry sauce over the top, and then they sprinkled it with strawberry Pop Rocks. I know it's such a weird combination, but my husband and I shared one, and we could have each had our own. It was really good. We really enjoyed it. Taking advantage of these new snacks, if you see them in the park, don't pass them up for just a standard, you know, like popcorn or Mickey bar. You can get those anytime, anywhere. Disney is constantly coming out with new snacks and then constantly taking those new snacks off the menu. So if you see something you've never had before, take advantage of it. Try it. It might not be there the next time you go. Okay. We had lunch at the Plaza, Magic Kingdom. I am going to ruffle some feathers here, guys. I am so sorry. I was really excited about the Plaza. I was crushed. The food was not good. I had read that they recently changed the menu. Maybe that's what happened. I ordered the Plaza fries, which were supposed to be out of this world. They actually didn't have any cheese on mine. The service wasn't necessarily bad, but the food, it was cold. It took forever. I hate to say that. Maybe it's just overgone some changes, and before it used to be wonderful, but we were so disappointed with the Plaza. So we tried it. We'll mark it off our list. We will not go there again. So that was lunch. Of course, Splash Mountain was closed. Otherwise, we would have used a fast pass for Splash Mountain. So after lunch now's when we use our fast passes. So we hit Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan, and Big Thunder Railroad. Now at that point, it was probably only about 2 o'clock, and we went ahead and left because we had bought tickets for the after hours Magic Kingdom party. The funny thing was, the day that it was offered just happened to land on our Magic Kingdom day. Now you do not have to have a park ticket to do the after hours. It's a completely separate hard ticketed event. It was just kind of ironic that it fell on the actual day where we were already there that day. So I told my husband, look, there is no pressure to stay here all day and have our feet on fire. We're going to get there in the morning. We're going to have breakfast, and we're going to have lunch and ride our rides and use up our fast passes because those are valuable. And then we're going to go back to the resort and chill and rest and nap and shower and whatever we need to do before going back to Magic Kingdom for the after hours event. So we took a midday break. We actually ended up just eating a quick dinner again at Artist Palette before going into Magic Kingdom. We ate light because for the after hours party they do offer snacks. I'll talk about that more at the end. I actually had the cheeseburger pizza this time from Artist Palette. It was pretty good. It was different, but it was pretty good. We got back on a bus, went back to Magic Kingdom, check in for the after hours party. I will go into more detail, but I just want to tell you really fast exactly what we were able to do in just a couple of hours. We rode Astro Orbiters once, Haunted Mansion twice, Pirates of the Caribbean twice, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad 3 times, Peter Pan once, Aladdin's Magic Carpets once, and then we had sodas, ice cream, bars, popcorn, all that jazz. So I'll explain it to the end, but we crammed a lot of fun into 3 hours. And spoiler alert, yes, it was worth it, but I'll go into detail at the end. I don't want to make this video like too long or I'll lose y'all. Okay, so that was Magic Kingdom Day. In other words, we come home and it's 1 a.m. We're so tired. And of course, my husband has an early tea time the next day. I didn't even care. I was so excited about doing this event. I was like, I'm just going to sit, watch you golf, and drink my coffee. I'm fine. It's no big deal. So day 4 was golf day. We did have to get up early again because he had an early tea time. And Lake Buena Vista course is actually right there on the property of Saratoga Springs and the sister resort Old Key West. So luckily we didn't even have to travel or leave the resort. He was able to just go to the pro shop, check in, get his cart, get assigned to his team members or group that he's playing with, and we were on our way. It was really neat, really neat day. They have a coffee section or area you can get coffee and drinks from, and they also have a snack cart that is sort of assigned to your group and follows you around, and about every 30 to 45 minutes they come by with alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, snacks. They even have sandwiches made up. It's a really cool system because you are out there for a good 3, 4, 5 hours. So we did that, and that was a lot of fun. So after that we went back to the room, changed clothes, kind of rested, got back on the boat, went back to Disney Springs. Y'all, Disney Springs is just where it is our home away from home. We love the parks, but we love Disney Springs. I can't explain it. It's just, there's always so much going on and so much to see, and like music, and it's just a lot of fun. So we got on the boat, went back to Disney Springs. We had lunch at Deluxe Burger. Y'all back me up. Still the best burger under the sun. It was so good. So we went to Deluxe Burger. After that we went to Sprinkles and got cupcakes. Sprinkles is a really big popular cupcake chain, and there's one at Disney Springs. It's so good. Excuse me. After that we did some more souvenir shopping, and then we headed back to our resort. That night we ate at the resort, but not at Artist Palette. We ate at the Turf Club. It was I feel like it was a table service. Anyway, it's a nice restaurant attached to the side of the resort. It was really good. They had some great steak seafood choices, awesome appetizers, drinks, and it was a very just quiet, peaceful area. The lights were kind of dimmed. It was just a very nice place. Relaxing dinner. So we did that day. And by then we were pretty pooped. Okay, day 5 we went to Hollywood Studios. We did not get up early and do Rise of the Resistance. Y'all, we hashed this out a trillion times over between the two of us, and between me and my vacation planner who has all the tips and tricks on how to do everything. But when we went, it was still not a guarantee that if you received a decent boarding number that you would still even get to ride. And getting the boarding number itself would have been a pain. And so we just decided, you know what, we're still going to get to go through Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the land. We'll try the blue milk. We'll take pictures. We'll meet Chewie and all that fun stuff. But we're not going to bust hump for no guarantee. I'm one of those people, I'll wait. I will just wait it out until eventually you can fast pass it or something. So anyway, we slept in a little bit that day. We got up and actually ate our leftovers from Turf Club for breakfast. Whatever, it worked. And then when we got into Hollywood Studios, our first fast pass of the day was for Rock and Roller Coaster. So we went straight there, used our fast pass for that. Then we just shopped around. We watched the big Star Wars show where they do the stormtroopers down the street. Took some fun pictures. That was a lot of fun. Then we had a lunch reservation at Brown Derby. Brown Derby is another one of those places I think we're going to keep going back to time and time again. Their menu changes with the season, so that's never going to be the same thing over and over again. The quality is amazing. The quantity is small. Like it's these big plates with little portions in the middle, but it is wonderful quality. And since we were also having an appetizer and a beverage and the entree and then a dessert, small amounts were what you needed to do. You needed to stay to small amounts. So, needless to say, if you've never been to Brown Derby, it is expensive. I don't know that I would suggest going with kiddos, but if you don't have kids and you're on the deluxe, or you just want to use up 2 table service credits, that's the kicker. It's 2 table service credits. And you're wondering about Brown Derby, I would suggest it. We love Brown Derby. Okay, so after that, we had a fast pass for the Star Tours ride, and we did that. And then we decided to do a little shopping and wander through Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That was a lot of fun. We took a lot of pictures, took some in front of the Millennium Falcon, and I literally by chance just bumped into Chewie walking through the park. It was so much fun. I had on my Star Wars Chewbacca ears, and he just played with my ears, and we just chatted. I mean, it was more just me speaking to him and him nodding and making his, you know, sound. But it was so much fun. That's what makes Disney so magical. It wasn't planned. I didn't know it. He was just there, and it was a lot of fun. So we got to do that. And then we just took some more pictures, and then we did some shopping on the way out. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm missing a ride somewhere in there. Star Tours, Rock and Roller Coaster. Oh, we did have to just standby wait for Tower of Terror. The way the FastPass system is designed right now, the tiers for Hollywood Studios, I'm sorry, y'all. They screwed everybody. I hate to be ugly like that, but that is how I feel. They put all the good rides in tier 2 and little to nothing in tier 1, and it just didn't work, or vice versa. Anyway, so I knew we would have to stand in line for at least one, and we decided to stand in line for Tower of Terror and use a fast pass for Rock and Roller Coaster and Star Tours. So that's what we did. I love Tower of Terror. It unfortunately makes my husband very dizzy, so we only rode it one time. But I love Tower of Terror. I love the queue. I love the feel of the old hotel, so we had to do that. So we did that, and then we did some shopping on the way out of the park. Went back home, of course, rested, relaxed, and took the boat to Disney Springs for dinner. I'm having a huge brain fart. I cannot remember where we had dinner that night. I think it was some kind of Mexican place. It was really good, but by day 5, we are so tired. We've been having so much fun, but we're really, really tired. Okay, so the last and final day is Animal Kingdom. By the way, if y'all are still with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been 36 minutes in. Anyway, okay, I'm going to wrap up, I promise. Day 6 was Animal Kingdom. We had an early breakfast reservation for Rainforest Cafe. That was a lot of fun. It was nice to be right there adjacent to the entrance of the park so that we were able to just go in and ride. We walked on to Everest, which was fun. And then we actually already had a fast pass for Everest. So what we did is we rode Everest and then kind of walked around and then used the fast pass for Everest. And then when we were done with that, it was time for our fast pass for the Kilimanjaro Safari. That's one of my husband's absolute favorites. You have to do the safari every time and see all the animals and listen to the guy commentary and tell you all about it, which is really interesting. We've done it every time we've been. And then we just ate lunch at Flame Tree. My husband wasn't overly impressed with this. I think we just got maybe something, we probably had the barbecue platter where it's like the chicken and ribs and all that. Normally, I just get the loaded pulled pork fries, and I should have just gone with that this time. I varied and got something else, and I wasn't impressed with it either. So we just had a simple lunch at Flame Tree, no reservations. Then we did the unthinkable. Ugh. I had a fast pass for Flight of Passage, but we had about an hour to kill. So we decided, well, what the heck? An hour is what the wait time says for Na'vi, the river ride. Oh my gosh. First of all, that was not accurate. We spent much more than an hour in line. I am so sorry if this is offensive. I do not understand what the obsession with that ride is. It's a river ride. It's pretty. Visually, that is it. That is all. There's no storyline. It's just some things cool to look at. It doesn't actually draw you into a story. I was trying so hard to understand, and I was really pumped about this because there was a trillion people in line for this, super excited, and I guess I was sort of kind of comparing it to some of the other river rides. Pirates of the Caribbean and Frozen, hands down, 10 times more exciting. There were no drops. There was no backwards boat. There was nothing. And it was really short. I feel it was extremely short ride for the length of time we stood on our feet in a standby line thinking this is just a good thing to kill time. Luckily, we got out of there and we just, made it to our fast pass for Flight of Passage. So time-wise, it worked out. But guys, I don't understand. If you enjoy it, that's awesome. That's great. I do not see what the hype is. We regretted losing that hour doing that. We won't do that again. We will not do that again. We won't ride it again, and we will not use a fast pass for that. So then we went over it and used our Flight of Passage fast pass. Love Flight of Passage. I could ride that over and over and over again. It was so much fun. So we did that, and by then we were getting pretty pooped. So we went ahead and head back to the resort, and that night ate again at Artist Palette, and I think I had the same sandwich again. So really only 3 meals out of 6 days did we eat, you know, like a quick service there at the resort, which is pretty good. So that was it, and we get up early the next day and fly home. We never fly out late. I just am aware that delays may happen, and I just don't want to be getting late getting home. So we always leave first thing in the morning. I mean, crack of dawn if we can. So that was our whole trip. Loved the resort. Loved almost everything about it. Only 1 or 2 duds, you know, Navi and the Plaza. So real quick, I'm going to go over the extra little things that we did. The golf day, the after hours event, and the minivan service. So real quick, the golf day, there's 2 or 3 different golf courses on Disney property. And this one was the Lake Buena Vista. It was a beautiful course. The grounds are immaculate. There's lots of fun picture opportunities because the sand traps are in the shape of Mickey's head. A lot of fun. When you are assigned a golf cart, it's really, really fancy. Like, these golf carts, fancy. And by fancy, I mean like they have GPS. If you accidentally get off the golf cart path and then onto a path you're not supposed to be, the forward motion, the pedal, it won't let you go forward. Like, for real. It's like the whole thing just shuts down, and the only thing you can do is go into reverse. And then it knows when you're back on the cart path, and then it'll let you go forward. Kid you not. Kid you not. That plus GPS telling you how many yards away you were from the next hole, and the markers were in Mickey heads. It was really, really cool. Great resort. Kept up very well. We had plenty of people to help answer our questions and tell us how everything worked. And like I said, the drink and the golf cart coming by, snacks, it was a lot of fun. I'm not a golfer. My husband is. And so I just went as a ride along. It was neat. It was a fun experience. And luckily for me, it was just a good time to just sit and chill and relax and not be on my feet. So, yes, we recommend the golf course. He would do like Buena Vista again, but he kind of wants to experience some of the other courses. So, but if you haven't ever been, like Buena Vista is a good choice. Okay, the after hours event at Magic Kingdom. Disney offers this in a couple of different parks. Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, I know for sure they have it. I don't know about Hollywood Studios, but if they do, we definitely will do that one time. Okay, the after hours event. It is a separate hard ticket event, which means it is not tied to your park ticket. A park ticket is not required. You could forego going to the park all day and only buy the after hours ticket and go. And that's definitely something we talked about. Basically what it is a 3-hour window after the parks have officially closed and emptied that you are let back into the park to experience all the rides and attractions with no wait. And I mean no wait. This is not something you make fast passes for because you don't need it. You just walk on. And so if you are a ride fan, this is for you. And that is me. I'm a ride fan. I can forego the restaurants in the parks. My husband is big into the restaurants. But as far as the parades go, we don't really stay for the parades. Sometimes we'll stay for the fireworks, but that's not like an absolute must for us. I like to have pictures at night and everything is all lit up and there's no people in your photos. That's awesome. Some of the professional photographers were still out there. And they had carts all throughout the park that offered free and unlimited bottled water, bottled soda, Mickey ice cream bars, like the sherbet bars, and popcorn. And so we went and checked in, and you get a special different band to indicate that you are there for the after hours party. And the crowds were emptying out. We were going back into the park, and it was so neat to see it emptied out like that at night. And so we just started riding rides. I mean, just boom, 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 one after the other. We get off it. We're like, hey, do you want to do it again? We're like, yeah, sure. And just go, I mean, like so fast. Covering so much ground. Riding so many rides in such a short amount of time. And after about every hour or so, we would take a little break. We would go up to one of the little carts and we would get a drink and an ice cream bar or whatever. And just sit and take a quick breather. It was kind of funny because we went up to the lady and I wanted a water and a soda, and my husband was like, can we do that? She's like, yeah, it's unlimited. It's however many you want. She's like, you could stick some in your bag before you go. So we did that. It was really cool. And had a Mickey bar. And then another hour, we rode some more rides. We took some more pictures. And then we passed another cart, and I grabbed some free popcorn. And I said, you know, I asked my husband, Charlie, do you want some of this? He's like, no, I don't want any. I was like, okay. And he said, well, I'll take one piece. I said, okay. So he took one piece and he was like, oh man, that's fresh. I want some. I was like, well, go get your own. And I was like, what did you think? He's like, I thought I'd been sitting there all day. I'm like, no. This was fresh popped. So if you're curious or you're a big popcorn fan like me, the popcorn was fresh. It was freshly popped popcorn. It was really, really good. And that helped with the cost of the ticket, because in your mind, you're like, I'm paying a lot of money to just ride rides, which was fine. But it was nice. So, of course, after that third hour, we're getting ready to go. We did swing by one of the other carts and grab some more drinks to go and some Mickey bars to take back to our resort, which was a lot of fun. So 3 hours, we ran ourselves ragged, but I loved it. I loved being in the park at night with it all being lit up and emptied out, and just riding over and over and over and over again. I really like to do that. Like, so we rode, I told you the list of what we did before. I'm so sorry, y'all. I did not write down exactly how much these tickets were. I forget. I'm so sorry. But in my opinion, was it worth it? Yes. I'm going to say it was worth it if you don't have kids. There were a few people there that had their kids out, but I can't even imagine. That's a very long day. That's a late night for kiddos. So maybe your kid went and loved it. That's awesome. Would we do it again? Absolutely. Would we do it at a different park? Yes. Now that we've done it at Magic Kingdom, I would really like to do it at Animal Kingdom and ride Flight of Passage over and over. How awesome is that? And get to experience Pandora at night, all lit up with the luminescent stuff everywhere. And then also I would love to do it at Hollywood Studios if they ever do one. So after hours event, yes, we would do it again. 5 stars. Okay, lastly is we did the minivan service a couple of days. If you stay on property, all of the resorts provide transportation to and from all of the Disney parks via the bus. And we're fine with that. We don't mind riding the bus. We've been doing it, you know, for years now. But there is a service that is extra. You, of course, pay out of pocket. It's not on any type of a plan, but it's through the Lyft app, and you can find a minivan service. And it is basically these vans that are red and white polka dot that are owned by Disney, and the drivers are all either current or past cast members that have worked for Disney. So it's not quite like Uber or Lyft where it's just someone in their personal vehicle, which was really nice because these are SUV type cars and they're very spacious in the back, and there's plenty of room if you had extra kids or needed to get some car seats in there. So 2 of the mornings where we had very early breakfast reservations, we just went ahead and booked and had the minivan service come and pick us up. It was pretty pricey for that, but I will say it just made the trip feel so much more fun and deluxe, and the drivers were always wonderful, and they were always able to give us all these tips about, you know, just suggestions and ideas and things like that, because they have been working for Disney for many years on property there. So the way it makes most sense is if you're going with a large family or even with friends, get together on the cost. The minivans seat quite a few people, so get together with them on that and then split the cost, and then it's not bad. Will we do minivan service again? I'm going to say yes, but not as often. We did it either 2 or 3 times this past trip, and I feel like maybe just for the cost, we'll just do it one time. We'll pick one morning where it's really early and we just don't want to schlep down to the bus and wait for the bus to make all of its stops, because with the minivan, it's straight there. You're dropped off right at the front. I mean, it's very exclusive. It feels very fun, very nice, very, you know, personal chauffeur type of thing. So yes, we would do it again, probably not as many times just due to the cost, but we would do it again. So those are the 3 big things that we tried. We of course stayed at a new resort. We got the deluxe dining plan, did golf, the after hours, and the minivan service. Okay, my last word here, guys, the deluxe dining plan. Oh my stars. This was something my husband picked out. We wanted to be able to say that we had done every Disney plan dining. We've done the quick service, which is the cheapest, the Disney dining, which is the mid, and then this is the deluxe. And my husband's thing is nice table sit down dinners when we were on vacation. That's part of what makes our vacation feel luxurious, because we do not do a whole lot of eating out during the year when we are home. That's just not where we spend a whole lot of our money. This definitely served that purpose. However, we realized it was too much food even for us, even for foodies who enjoy the experience and enjoy having a cocktail and enjoy trying appetizers and then entrees and then desserts. It was so much food. I really have a hard time figuring out who that plan fits best for, because we are foodies. We do enjoy going, and we do think Disney has it down when it comes to amazing dining experiences. And even for us, it was too much food. The good thing with all this is we have now learned which plan suits us best, and that is the middle plan. We are fine with having, you know, like a smaller type breakfast and then a quick service lunch and a nice dinner, or swapping it around, having a nice big breakfast, you know, in park reservation, and then a table service lunch, and then some type of, quick service lunch, and then some type of just an easy snack type dinner. Because all the plans, of course, still come with snacks. So this one was insane for us. Needless to say, we just agreed at the offset of the trip we weren't going to use any snack credits. We did use one, I think, on the Lava U float, but the day before we were to leave, we went to Goofy's Candy Company, which is a candy store at Disney Springs, and we spent all the rest of our snack credits on Goofy's candy, packaged candy, and packaged Rice Krispie treats. And so we thought we'll just stock up and have some fun Disney candy at home for when we do Disney movie nights. I do keep the candy stashed away in a secret place so that we don't just go through it. And note to self, if you have ever brought home Rice Krispie treats that are the prepackaged, they freeze really well. I know that sounds crazy, but I wanted to test my theory this time, and we brought home probably 10 prepackaged Rice Krispie treats from Disney. I put them in the freezer in a freezer bag, and on the occasions where we decide we're going to have Disney movie night, we get out our Goofy's candy, we get out our Disney popcorn buckets, and I set out a couple of Rice Krispie treats from the freezer and let them just thaw on the counter, and they are wonderful. And that taste just takes you back to vacation. It takes you back to Disney, to your happy place. And so it was worth it. It was worth using the snack credits to bring stuff home. So anyway, guys, oh my gosh, we've been here almost an hour. Thank you so much for hanging with me. If you had a trip right before Corona, I would love to know what you did, where you went. This has not stopped us at all from dreaming about our next trip. We definitely want to go, probably not this January, but next, so January 2022. And at that point, we will want to ride like the Mickey's Runaway Railroad, and maybe by then we can get on Rise of the Resistance. And we're thinking about even staying at one of the value resorts. I think it was All Star Music that has the family suite. If you've ever stayed there, let me know. We're definitely considering. I know that sounds so far out, but if you're a Disney planner, you know there's no such thing as too far out when it comes to planning a Disney trip. So anyways, guys, I'm so glad to be on here to be talking about our trip. It was so much fun to reminisce and to tell you all the things that we did. So if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. I'll do my best to answer any questions. Also, you know, shout out to me if you want to see a souvenir video. I may or may not do one, but if you want to see some of the goodies we brought home, I will be more than glad to show you. So, all right, guys, I guess I'm going to call it for now. Y'all have a good night, and as always, have a magical day. Bye.